I'm gonna get my bowl. Do you want me to do it? Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about what we feed Alisandra and primarily her goat milk formula that we make for her. But first of all, a little background. When she was born, she was really tiny and she was 2.5 pounds, and they told us pretty much right away that she had a microcolon, which we didn't know about before she was born. But they said if they didn't go ahead and do surgery right away, then she would probably die from that. But they were able to go ahead and do an ileostomy, which is where part of the intestine is pulled to the outside of her stomach, and that's basically where her poop goes. And so, yeah, that was a fun adventure, cleaning up and changing the bags and everything. But anyway, so she had that for almost until we left the hospital. That was one of the last things they did, was they actually reversed that because they felt like she was probably big enough, her colon was probably big enough now that things could go through normally. So they did, and it was successful, and they did take out a part of her colon, but not very much. And so she has issues with that. And she got some breast milk right away. I was able to pump for a little while, but before we left, she had to be completely switched onto a very specialized formula, which actually really hurt her stomach. And she just cried all the time. So finally we got that switched, and what we switched to was another very hypoallergenic specialized formula. But eventually we realized that that wasn't working for her either. She wasn't really gaining much weight on that. She just sort of stopped drinking it. She would throw up a lot, and she just didn't keep down enough to keep her growing. So we were trying to figure out what to do, and we really didn't like the formulas, what the formulas were based on, because the first ingredient was like corn syrup solids, and that just really went against the grain of what we believed
as far as nutrition for ourselves. So we really just didn't feel right about giving it to our baby. We just decided when I think she was about 1.5 years or somewhere around there, we switched to the goat milk formula, which we actually found in this book, the Nourishing Traditions book of baby and child care. And so what we give her right now is actually different from the original recipe, but it's based on this recipe, and it's something that we've kind of formulated as time's gone by with her pediatrician and just with the different needs that we've had as time's gone on. The reason for the goat milk one, there's the regular cow milk one in here, and then there's the goat milk variation. So why we do that is because the first formula she was on was normal dairy based. We just heard a lot of stories about how goat milk settles a lot better with a lot of kids. So we just decided to try that one. So we use goat milk, powdered goat milk. This is not actually the brand that we use, but we normally just use the brand that you can find at Walmart, because a lot of times we're just like, oh no, we're out of goat milk and we have to get it right then. So the other ingredients that we've added, one of the main ones is coconut oil. This is organic virgin coconut oil. But this just has a lot of immune boosting qualities, which she kind of misses out a lot of that stuff. And it has a lot of the really good fats. So a lot of that stuff is really good for her digestion and her growth. So it gives, a lot of calories and stuff. So I actually put quite a bit of that in there. And then some other oils that we put, I started putting MCT oil in recently because of the benefits to the brain that MCT oil gives. Because she has microcephaly and the calcifications in her brain, and I just feel like, whatever boost she can get is good. So this is really good for that. Another one is the cod liver oil, which a lot of people have heard about that for heart and brain health. So another one that I also do is flaxseed oil. It just gives a different type of fat in her diet. Another thing about flaxseed oil is that when paired with proteins, it helps to oxygenate the body. So I just feel like anything that can help that would be good. Other than the oils, other ingredients that we add are sunflower lecithin. The main reason that we put that in there is for it has phosphatidylcholine. And basically it's really a superfood for the brain. It also helps to emulsify fats. So we're putting a lot of fat in here, which is good for her, to help her system break that down. For some vitamin C, I had been putting acerola or something like that in there, but I think I'm gonna switch to the baobab powder. This I just got from Walmart. And it's very high in vitamin C, and also other things, antioxidant really high, and it's just a ground up whole fruit. So that's going to be really good for her immune system. And it also has some fiber, so there's not a lot of fiber, but that's going to add a little bit of bulk, which hopefully will also help her digestion. One thing that the goat milk is deficient in, as opposed to cow's milk or breast milk, is the B vitamins. So normally I don't have any right now, but normally I put in a B vitamin complex. Just add that. It's just a liquid. Another thing I put in is nutritional yeast. And this is really good for a lot of things, but the main reason I put it in is for the B vitamins that it provides. So that's basically what we put in the formula, which we put in the quart bags and freeze. But then also every day I add a couple other things, 3 other things. And that is her multivitamin, multimineral supplement. So that just kind of covers a really wide basis.
in case there's, you know, any kind of deficiency. Another thing that we've been dealing with a little bit is an iron deficiency. So a couple of things we could do about that is a regular over-the-counter iron supplement, or another thing that we've been doing is putting a little bit of blackstrap molasses in every bottle, which also helps if she's constipated. That can really help. So another really important thing is the baby probiotic powder, because she's on antibiotics a lot. Like here recently when we were in the hospital, she was on antibiotics for like 2 weeks. You know, it was just crazy, and it really messes up her system. Also, I just feel like, you know, for her immune health and digestion and everything, this really helps support the good bacteria in her gut. The last thing is just the vitamin D supplement. And the main reason for this is one of her seizure medications can, over time, deplete vitamin D. And she doesn't get out in the sun because just different weather conditions, like the last several days we haven't been outside at all. We have a really bad mosquito problem. Here recently, a lot of it's just because I feel like she'll get another cold or something if she's out in the weather. Yeah, that's it. That's what we put in her goat milk formula, and it seems to be working great. She's really gaining now that we are able to give her an adequate amount of the milk. Seems to be working really good.
And we're gonna put the link to the book in the description, as well as we're gonna put our recipe and what we do in the description. I would say do your research and figure out what you think is best for your child. If you are gonna think about doing a goat milk formula, don't just blindly follow someone else. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and I guess we'll just see y'all in the next video.